Hey everyone, Terrence Tractor 525 here, and Merry Belated Christmas. As the annual tradition, here is a video of everything that I've acquired, not just for Christmas, but basically everything from, I want to say, about September of this year to right now. I know sometimes I start with items that my friends have gotten for me, and then other times I've started with items that I've just acquired throughout the fall, or just any time around the holiday season for myself. But this year, this is probably not going to be in any particular order. I'm just going to pick out anything that just comes right to the hand, that's right to the side of me, that I catch with the eye at first. So without further ado, let's jump right in. Alright, so this first item might actually catch you by surprise, because you're wondering why on earth I purchased this when I know multiple of you know that I already have this item. But this is the wooden railway boulder. Now, again, an item that I've had from my childhood. Why on earth did I acquire another one of these? Well, because the one from my childhood means so much to me, and I really don't want to change it in any way, I purchased another boulder so that I could use it for my HO layout, and actually, maybe give it a dull coat, weather it up, so that it actually looks like the prop from the show. Now, those of you who have the model, you'll know that it is plastic, and there's actually quite a lot of weight to it. It's not that thin, light styrofoam ball that was seen in the show, but it is pretty close to the scale of what you would have seen, and definitely does the job. And I mean, just look at that face. Menacing beyond belief. But yeah, so probably at some point soon I will weather this up. Stay tuned for some Instagram or Twitter posts on that. And yeah, definitely happy to have this in the collection. Alright, next is the second to last pack member that I needed in HO scale. Just because Bachman or Hornby have never made pack characters. But this is Alfie, the take-along model. Now, for quite a while, I was actually torn between getting either this or the Nakayoshi. I was pretty sold on the Nakayoshi for quite some time, but some friends of mine were highly recommending the take-along model just because it has a little bit more of an enthusiastic expression, has glazed windows that are transparent, as you can see, so that's a nice realistic touch. And it does indeed swivel, so that's a feature actually the Nakayoshi does not have, and unfortunately Bandai Tex never made Alfie, so as a result I'm very happy to have this take-along model. The only thing I may customize is to somehow remove this magnet, but we'll see. That's a challenge for another day. But yeah, very happy to have this one, and it will be seen in any pack cameos for future TSS episodes or remakes, and the list goes on. Alrighty. We'll go into some non-Thomas items now. So here, right, I have these Pecco 009 or Pico 009 buffer stops. Definitely going to need more of these at some point because there's a bunch of sidings on my layout, on the narrow gauge line, particularly in that extension that I'm doing in the middle, which I'm making good progress towards, so I'm happy about that. But yeah, I mean, this comes with 2. But I think I'm going to need at least another 5 packs of these. So, yeah, we'll just take it one day at a time. There you have it. Alright, next are for the new Knapford Station, these platform accessories. If you look around the model era, I think even going all the way back to Season 3, and definitely throughout the Ghislaine era and the Hit era, you saw these right outside of Sir Top Mat's office, or the station building itself, and it's just really nice detailing. Just adds extra character to any model railway. So yeah, these I'd highly recommend to anyone who's looking for platform accessories, and stay tuned for cameos of these as well. Alright, next is what will be Miss Jenny's Land Rover, as seen in the Thomas episodes, or Jack in the Pack episodes specifically. Now, right now, as you can see, it's a completely different paint scheme, because I believe in the show her Land Rover is like a blue color, but right now this is actually designed to be a United Nations Land Rover. But yeah, at some point I will just get out the paints, some weathering powders, and customize it so that it looks like Miss Jenny's Land Rover. So that too is a nice extra touch of detailing and accuracy to the Thomas and Friends show. Yeah. Alright, I got a bunch of knock figures and accessories, so we'll go through each one in a pretty concise manner. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but we'll start off with this, the fireman, as seen in Thomas Personal's Slow Coach. definitely European attire there, which is accurate to what you would have seen in the show. So that's why I definitely went with Knock, since I was, I'm very anal retentive when it comes to accuracy. So Knock was definitely the closest when it comes to accurate fireman to the show. So I'm really happy about that. And then we also have a pack of miners, which I know this particular attire was never really seen on the show, but I'm kind of envisioning these to be kind of like the ones you've seen in Percy, what was it, not Percy, excuse me, Put Upon Percy. And the narrator's like, but the miners didn't know that. And there's a close-up of the miners, so that's kind of what I was going for when purchasing this pack. So, again, another really nice touch of realism and accuracy to the show. Alright, next is a pack of dogs and cats, which you can never have enough of these. And I think I specifically chose this pack by Knock because this dog right here looks pretty close to Miss Jenny's dog from the show. So that's what really attracted me to it. But I'll definitely be using every single one of these, and maybe even have some future character ideas as far as future TSS episodes are concerned. So once again, there you have it. Alright, let's see. And then we've got, well, what's really going to be used as platform benches, but these are labeled as park benches by Woodland Scenics. You'll find these at any American or British model shop. I mean, they look accurate. They're a nice navy green color, so can't go wrong with these. And with Knapford Station and all the other stations, definitely more benches could be used. So there you have it. Alrighty, and then we've got the beekeepers with beehives. Now, I was actually specifically inspired to get this pack after looking at Silverband's layout tour, because I saw that he had these around the Wellsworth Orchard, and I thought they looked very good. That nice white paint scheme as seen in Season 3, so yeah, definitely some James Goes Buzz Buzz vibes all together with that. Alrighty. And then, also acquired from Train World is the Knock. I'm putting this sideways just because there's not enough space, but this is the Knock Chicken Pack. Also with speaker or sound system that sounds like chickens, which is really, really neat. And as you can see, they're very small considering its HO scale. I mean, I think they might even have a pack in N scale, which is miraculous to me considering how small these already are. But yeah, definitely another touch of realism and a homage to Bulgy Rides Again, two of my favorite episodes from the show, and Bachman just announced Bulgy, as we all know, so definitely when pre-orders go up on Train World, get your pre-orders in, and if you're looking for a chickens in HO scale, definitely highly recommend these Knock ones, and get yours from Train World, and the same goes for all the other accessories that I showed, such as the firemen and the park benches. Again, just little touches of detail like this really enhance anyone's layout. So, yeah. Alrighty, and then we've got these Faller boats, which are pretty neat. I also acquired these from Train World. It looks like there's a lot that comes in here, but it's just a nice small pack of rowboats and paddles and such. So you would think that this costs a lot of money, but actually I think this only costs like $20 from Train World, not even. So again, another touch of realism for the layout, and stay tuned for cameos. Alrighty, let's see. And then we've got another station platform canopy, which I will be using, not for Crovin's Gate, because I already finished that with the other one, but for the Chocolate Factory, Mr. Jolly's Chocolate Factory. When I eventually get around to that, I definitely plan to customize this to look like the one from Season 6. Alrighty, and then a few more Knock packs here. Here we've got a pack of goats, so if I ever do the remake Ba, I will definitely be using these for that Hungry Ram. Or even if I were to somehow incorporate that goat field from Season 1, you'll definitely be seeing these. And then the same goes for these ducks. Now, I know I do currently have I think a Langley duck. That's what I used, if you remember when I did that Donald's Duck remake back a few years back. But I figured when looking at the Knock ones, they were much more detailed. They've got much more accurate paint scheme, and I figured, let me just get these so that I can add extra detailing to the layout. There you have it. Alrighty, let's see, what next? Oh yeah, got some more of these Javis walls. Now these are beautiful walls. You know, if you remember episodes like A Big Surprise for Percy, or even in front of the fishing village, you'd always see these stone walls in the show, and you can never have enough of these. So I highly recommend, you know, getting into a Google search, find a UK vendor, search Javis walls, and they have all sorts of variants. They have this gray paint scheme, they have a more brown paint scheme, they have, you know, ones that are derelict or rough in texture, ones that are not weathered, ones that are weathered, like this one. You know, when I say weathered, I mean added foliage and, you know, greenery and such. So, and apologies right now if I sound very drowsy. It's just that it's very late at night, and let's just say I had a very long day. So, it's not that I'm not enthusiastic or excited. I'm very excited about all these gifts, but if my voice sounds drowsy, that's exactly why. So, alrighty. There's that. Alrighty, and then the last two gifts that are not from friends, but I acquired either from family members or I purchased myself throughout the fall or early winter, are these two bush packs. So this one first is like road accessories, and I bought this pack because it reminded me of a lot of the construction accessories you would find in the episode Steamroller from season 4. So over by, you know, to the left of me, where that tunnel is and the crossing is, you'll definitely be seeing me place some of these around there, just to be a little more season 4 accurate, pay tribute to Steamroller. And then lastly, here we have the bush garden accessories. Now I specifically ordered this because, as you can see down here, they actually have garden gnomes, which is a really cool tribute to the Ghislaine era. And I think I'm going to purchase one more of these packs just because each one only comes with 5. But I plan to decorate Lower Tidmouth with these, and just, you know, while I know a lot of people aren't a big fan of the episode Percy and the Haunted Mine, I definitely thought the idea of the gnomes or garden gnomes was a cool concept to decorate any station on Sodor. So, yeah, you'll definitely be seeing these on the layout at some point. So, there you have it. So if anyone's interested, by the way, just look up Bush Garden Pack. The item code is 7873, and there you have it. Alrighty, now. Actually, no, I'm sorry. I thought I mentioned everything, but I acquired these from Trainland too. The Brendam Bay Shipping Co. van and Mr. Jolly's Chocolate Factory. Now, I'm just so thrilled that Bachmann is still doing more van variants. I mean, not just including these, but now with the 12-ton van, you know, specifically that tooling coming to HO with circus vans. I mean, for years, like, fans have been wanting those, so it's just really great to finally see those added to the line, adding festivity to anyone's layout altogether. But this one I was specifically really happy about just because, you know, just nostalgic vibes as usual, going all the way back to season 6, Percy's Chocolate Crunch, and, you know, just seeing that, while looking a little bit CGI and cartoony to an extent, definitely still is the logo I remember. So that's just fantastic. And I'd highly recommend, again, getting on Train World and getting some for yourself, because these sell out fast, guys. So if you haven't ordered them yourself yet, definitely get onto your game. So there you have it. Alrighty. And now we get on to stuff from friends of mine. So we'll start off here with this Take Along Ned. So this came from my friend Jacob K down in Louisiana, which is really cool. Sorry about that, folks. Almost ran out of space in my memory just because of all the new clips I've been filming for episode 12 of TSS, which, by the way, yes, that is still in the works for those who have DM'd me on Twitter and Instagram. Apologies for the lack of updates on those, just as I've been away at grad school, as most of you know. So, you know, hopefully I will get the majority of the filming finally done over this break that I'm back in New York. But if not, just know that it is still in the works and will be out at some point. Anyways, we were on Take Along Ned. So thank you so much, Jacob K, for not just getting me this model, but also getting it to me new in the box. That was a really pleasant surprise, because I was not expecting that. But this is the final pack character I needed in HO scale, so I'm just really happy to finally have this. And thank you so much again, man. Alrighty, next, I've got a few things from my friend Charlie out in Oregon. So firstly, he surprised me with these because I had no idea he got me these, but these are definitely giving me some nostalgic vibes. These old Ghislaine era or /hit era Thomas window decorations. I mean, just look at that. This is all pre-CGI. The original Bachmann models were based on the promo art, which I know a lot of people aren't really the biggest fan of, but I'm going to be absolutely real, yo. Like, I prefer that over any CGI face, and I know a lot of you know I'm not the biggest CGI fan to begin with, but, I mean, it's probably just nostalgia, because this is what I grew up. I didn't really grow up with CGI, so... But yeah, I mean, thank you so much, Charlie. I really appreciate these. Alrighty, and then also decorative wall stickers. Now, no, I'm probably not going to put these up in my apartment at grad school or put these up in my bedroom here at home, but nevertheless, again, just a really nice nostalgic kick when looking at these, so thank you so much, man. And then lastly, he also got me this wonderful little Japanese Thomas book, which I've yet to open out of the seal, but thank you so much, man. Alrighty, and the next few things actually come from Douglas Rowe out on the West Coast, and they are these 3 wooden railway yearbooks that are in pristine condition: the 2011, the 2009, and the 2007. Now, for those of you who don't know, yes, I was a huge wooden railway fanatic back in the day before getting into Bachmann, Hornby, and the model train Thomas stuff altogether. So, I mean, just look at 2007, for instance. I mean, this is when Thomas merch altogether was in its prime. Think about it. You had Learning Curve making quality Thomas merch. You had Tomy Trackmaster, like Hit Toy Company. You had Take Along. You had Bachmann coming out announcing Edward and Mavis, I believe, at the time, and a bunch of announcements altogether with that. Hornby was still around too, making a bunch of awesome resin buildings like the Great Waterton stuff, or going to in the following year. But I mean, it's just, you just think yourself when you look through these books, like, just think about what we had when we were kids. And I mean, not to put any heat on Mattel, but I mean, when you look at this, it's kind of shameful what we have today, I mean, I'm not going to lie, I'm going to be absolutely real about that. It's a little sad. You walk into your local toy store, you walk into your local Target, and there's barely anything there. And again, not to put mud on Mattel's face, but I mean, if you can't look back and see what we had back in the day and not make any changes to get to where we once were, there's something clearly wrong with that. And I'm just going to be absolutely honest when I say that. But let's see. I mean, just look at these sets, man. I just remember around holiday times, we had such wonderful varieties, and look at that. Any kid would have, drooled to get something like that. Anyways, just a little bit of tribute back to the good old days of wooden railway. And yeah. Apologies yet again, folks. Just like that, my camera ran out of battery. But anyways, on to the next set of gifts. Alright, so these come from my friend Corey out in Pennsylvania. Some of you may know him as Plowbender, but he firstly gave me this annual Christmas card with the Polar Express. And it basically says, Christmas is mostly for children, but we adults can enjoy it too, at least until the credit card bills arrive. Yeah, ain't that the truth? And have a wonderful Christmas. Well, thank you very much for that, Corey. These cards are always give me a nice little giggle, but he primarily got me these 2 Ertl soft side trucks. As you can see, they are identical. One box is a little bit different than the other, as I think there's some sun fading on it. But basically, the reason why I acquired these, even though I already have one on my own, is that I wanted to create the blue variant from the show and the gray variant from the show. So that's a project I have on the back burner as of now. Probably won't get to it until the summer, but thank you so much, Corey, for helping me out with that. Because, to get these also in the portrait packaging is always an extra plus, because my first one that I believe was actually in that blue packaging, which was the last packaging to be featured in America. So, yeah, man, thank you so much again. Really appreciate it. And there you have it. Okay, now we get to the last set of gifts. This right here is the 3D printed fuel tank narrow gauge one that Rusty often uses from Shapeways, and it was designed by Elsbridge Productions. For those of you tuning in to Thomas Tuesday, definitely check out Thomas Tuesday next week, as Elsbridge Productions will be the guest, and it's going to be a super fun event. So please join in. Check out the ad when it's up. It will be up within the next few days. So definitely check that out. But anyhow, yes, this is a 3D printed fuel tank. Looks just like the Season 4 prop, which is exactly what I'm going for. And, you know, ironically, I actually have Season 4 Rusty off to the side here, so just take a look at that. Yeah, man, that is just nostalgia beyond belief, you know. Anyhow, I plan to paint this, of course, at some point, and I'll probably make an Instagram or a Twitter post once it's all painted up, so stay tuned for that as well. Alrighty, and then we have a bunch of faces that were printed by Thomas Tank Merch, so we'll start with Gordon's faces. Here's his, you know, sort of neutral expression, which has always been a fun expression. I always see that one, that one shot from Thomas Meets the Queen when they're like, please, sir. And Gordon's like, may Thomas have his branch line again? You know, that's always what I see hear when I see this face. Here's his clenched face. By George is what I always see with this. You get out of my way. But the freight car wouldn't move until Gordon forced it by accident. And yeah, and here's yet another one, the shocked expression. And actually, I have Gordon right over here, and you can take a good look at that face. Now, I got to give a huge shout out, though, to Johnny, aka Bluebells 5529, because he's actually the one who painted these faces. So, if you're watching this, man, thank you so much. I mean, just look at that, bro. Like, the detail, the craftsmanship that goes into those model era faces, man, it's just beyond belief. Yeah, man, I cannot wait to feature this in a future episode or a remake. Or just a video in general. I mean, just look at that, dude. And the eyes are posable, too. Can't get much better than that. And because I just showed Gordon, I'll show the other primary one that I got, or primary character faces I got, which is on Duck. Here's that famous expression from Diesel's been telling lies about me, and made Sir Topham Hatt and all the engines think I'm horrid. God. We're all nerds, aren't we? Anyways, okay. There you have it. Once again, the detail is just unbelievable, man. So there's that face. Also got the shocked expression. The content expression. Oh, focus. Is it focusing? Come on. Yeah, let me get him out of the shot. Focus, focus, focus. There you are. Alright. And lastly, the cross expression. And then foreshadowing to... actually, no, I'm sorry. There's one more. One Toby face. Right here. There we go. That's a nice crisp look. Alright. And then foreshadowing to TSS episode 12. Just as a sneak peek, Old Slow Coach is another primary character in episode 12 of TSS. If you were wondering for probably years now what Vintage Coach was implying, it was actually implying Old Slow Coach. And to go along with her happy expression, I had to have her sad expression, because that is going to be a key face that is needed in the episode. And once again, the eyes are posable, so very nice feature there. And now we get to probably my favorite Christmas gift of this year, and this is something very, very special, because it's a 3D printed body shell of a character that was really only featured in one season of the show for 3 episodes, and that is none other than Fergus the Traction Engine. I mean, look at that. And once again, I have to thank Bluebells, aka Johnny, aka, Bluebells 5529, that is, for making this. I'm going to stop talking. I just want you guys to take a look at everything. And yes, it is powered, if you're wondering. I mean, look at that face. That's season 7 in a nutshell. So yeah, this was the Blue Circle body kit that you could find off Shapeways. And then Bluebells 5529 basically had a video of him showcasing his custom Fergus and Connor. And Fergus, he was actually able to motorize, you know, I've seen here, or power up, so he could actually run. Because at first, I think the idea was just to make it a static model, but the fact that this thing can run, dude, I mean, it's unbelievable. And just because I can, I have this capsule play rail driver figure, and I know the base is on, so it doesn't really fit, but dude, like, just look at that. Dude, I can't wait. Like when those Bachman Thomas figures come out with the removable bases, dude, just imagine how much fun that's going to be. Yeah, dude, I just, once again, beyond belief. So yeah, stay tuned for a video of this guy running that will be coming out at some point. I don't know when exactly, unfortunately, but I'm just super happy to have this. So once again, Johnny, if you're watching this, thank you so much. It was worth every single penny that I paid and every day that I waited, because I understand how much detail and hard work goes into, how much work and effort goes into these models. So thank you so much again, man. I really, really appreciate it. And with that, that concludes all my Christmas / I guess we could just say end of the year acquisitions, between the months of September and December. So thank you guys so much again for all your support, all your viewership. I know my channel has really not been very active. I tend to post on Twitter and Instagram these days more than YouTube, as you could probably tell. But just know that episode 12 is still in the works, even though it's kind of on the back burner. The layout is still being updated to this day, which is why, unfortunately, there's still not a new layout tour. But that may change very soon. I know I've said that 10 million times, but I actually mean it this time, and hopefully it will actually happen. So yeah, once again, Merry belated Christmas to everyone, and here we go to 2024. Take care, everyone.